Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and man, I really appreciate you guys swinging by checking today's video out because I got a nice little relaxing video today. I've got it's a September, October 1982 edition of Bassmaster magazine here. Found this down at my mom and dad's house last past weekend, so we're gonna thumb through it in today's episode here. It's sort of like I love going back through these old magazines because it takes me back to a time where everything was fresh and new and wonderful and magical in the sport. And a lot of you guys that weren't around back then, I want to share this with you guys to sort of see what it was like back in the golden years of bass fishing. So here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, guys, here you can see it's very well worn. I probably read this thing 100 times back 40 years ago. But we'll get into this and see what it's like here. Old Bantam reel, man, I used to have that. That was like state of the art back then. The Bantam reels, Bantam 100s, that's what everybody wanted back then. That was like the best that you could buy back in that day. Let's see, deep little end. Got a lot of fish on that thing. That was little Mercury motor right there. That's the old inline there. 1983 Bassmaster Classic boat. There's Ray Scott there. Mercury 150. Man, I remember seeing that thing. It's like, God, I can't believe somebody could have a boat that nice. That motor there. There's Ray there. It's still back when people were sitting down in the folding seats. There you go, guys. The old flasher. It's all you need right there, man. God, wouldn't bass fishing be a much better place today if that's all we had on the boats and we could just concentrate on what's really important in fishing? They used to have that charted fishing times. Guys, this is one thing I never did agree with. I never saw the charted fishing times based from the solar tables making any difference in fishing. Ron Shear with the smallmouth there. Jack Daniels ad. Look at that truck there, Chevy S10. Old Stren commercial, man. That was the deal back then. Stren and Trilene were the only two lures that you had. Old Ryobi reels there. I don't even know if Ryobi still makes reels anymore. Stanley Mitchell. Look at that, Bassmaster Classic champion, 1981, 21 years old. Look at that, nice haircut, Stanley. Throbber hot lure. Tell me how many, guys, okay, the Throbber probably caught fish back then. Tell me if you threw that thing on your favorite lake today, how many fish you'd catch on it, or that thing. Strip Pit article. Little old George, little Rapala. Everybody's fishing hole. Fish Attractor article. That's my old Harold Sharp next to Stanley Mitchell there. Larry Nixon right there. I don't know where he's at there. Alabama River, it says. Lake Montgomery. Talking about how Stanley Mitchell won the Bassmaster Classic there. I think he caught up those on a crankbait, a Model A crankbait or something. Angler of the Year, let's take a look at this. 1980, is that 82? Angler of the Year? You can see that there. Focus, sort of out of focus. I'll read it off to you. Larry Nixon, Tommy Martin, Rick Clunn, Harold Allen, Cliff Craft, Ron Shear, Roland Martin, Jerry Ryan, Guy Aker, Bub Kaiser, Ronnie Young, Hank Parker, Jimmy Houston, Bill Ward, Bo Dowden, Tom Jerkowitz, Billy Noah, Jack Westbury, Randy Fight, Charlie Campbell, Paul Elias, Ricky Green, Basil Bacon, Lindell Martin, H.J. Stevens. Bassmaster Classic qualifiers. Fall fishing seminar. Look at that. Harold Allen, Rick Taylor, he was a writer. Basil Bacon, man, I love Basil. He lives here in Springfield, Missouri, where I do. Little picture of Clun there, back in the day. Fish formula, that's sort of when it got started out there. Old man's auger-tail worm. Sure cure for line twist. You don't see a push button reel too often in Bassmaster magazine anymore. Bass Hydra King. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Another article, just the lure article. Old time buzzers there. Probably still catch fish today on those. What's that? Basstronics Pro Guide. The computer comes to bass fishing. Sounds like a bunch of BS to me. Computer Age of Bassin, back in 1982. Bird trolling motor. An old Lowrance paper graph there. You know, that was a truly a new piece of technology back in the 80s. But to be honest with you guys, I never heard of one single tournament being won attributed to like the paper graph. People used them, but they didn't play a role in fishing very much. Old Daiwa reel. Ranger 380 Chief. That was a giant boat back then. I think that, how long is that? That's only like a 19-foot boat, but I remember thinking back, it's like, why would anybody need a boat that big? But now that's like smaller than the ones we have. Little red plastic worm. Fish formula tests. Here's what Rick Clun says about fish formula. I was very skeptical of it when I first encountered the formula. I first became convinced how well it worked in conjunction with my flipping method. I had occasion to fish side by side with other fishermen that were not using it, and I outfished them. First tournament I won in 1982 by a tremendous margin. I think the formula really was responsible. I had 44 pounds, and the nearest total next to me was 27. Harry and Charlie, man. You guys that don't know about Harry and Charlie, you need to know about Harry and Charlie. This was the best part of Bassmaster magazine. There's a comedy about two old school bass fishermen that they didn't fish with anything less than 40-pound test line and a pool cue worm rod. I love that thing, man. Old Ranger 395. That was a big boat for back in the day. Along the tournament trail, Larry Nixon, Angler of the Year, Lake Eufaula, Cliff Craft, Larry Nixon, Roland Martin, top 3, Ohio River, top 3, Larry Nixon, Tom Jerkowitz, Denny Brower, Lake Wiley, top 3, Billy Noah, Larry Nixon, Rick Clun. Guys, see, this right here is when Bassmaster started going downhill. They used to, prior to the 80s, like during the 70s, they had a completely different format and font on the tournaments. See, they put 3 tournaments on one page here. They used to like go into detail about the tournaments with great pictures and everything. Whatever happened to Bassmaster in about 1980, the magazine really went downhill after that. If you guys have seen the 70s, you know what I'm talking about. Give fly fishing a try with bass. Never did really catch on. Some ads towards the back here. Lifetime honor roll. They don't have this type of stuff anymore. You sort of do it yourself type things. And there you go. That's the end of it. There you go, guys. Just a little bit of a step back in the past there. I like to try to do these about once a month or so, just to sort of show you guys what it was like before, because it was really a different world, man. It's like the in my opinion, I consider like the golden years of the whole innocence and mystery and magic and wonderment of fishing. It was from about 1974 to about 1979. It's like after that, it's like things just got too complicated. It's like I was saying about the magazine changed. You know, everything started to get bigger. You lost an element of the innocence with it. So I really want to go back and try to spend some time on those magazines from about 74 to 79, because that was truly, in my opinion, the best, era of fishing out there for a lot of different reasons. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk later.